Yeah, so this question, say again?
So now all the correct answers?
I actually don't have the answers with me. I'm just sensing it from my... that looks correct. Yes. 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 So if you go wrong on placement of the aircraft, you see how the sensing and stuff will go wrong and everything will go wrong. Okay, listen to this carefully once again. In this question, you are homing to the station, which means you're tracking to the station. You have OBS 315. You are on a heading of 315. The CDI is 2 fly indication with the 2 flag. So let's see everything, whatever we can find out from this data. Let's draw the VOR. You start with the OBS radial. What is Apeksha? What is the OBS radial? 315. That is somewhere in this orientation is your 315. And I'm just drawing the tail of the OBS radial as well to take it as a reference. This is the head. Right? Now if I draw the perpendicular radials, this is the head side and therefore this is the front side, and this is the tail side, therefore this is the two side. So first thing first, we have fixed so much. Now we have to place the aircraft. What is the radial of the aircraft? What is the heading of the aircraft? Heading of the aircraft is 315. Right? So with a heading of 315, you can take an aircraft model, or probably you can draw an aircraft with the same. This is what is meant by 315 heading. The aircraft could be anywhere on a heading of 315. That's the very first understanding which you should have. The aircraft could be on a heading of 315 and could be anywhere. I'm still on a heading of 315. Right? But if I'm anywhere here, I'm on a heading of 315 tracking to the station. If I'm anywhere here, I'm on a heading of 315 tracking away from the station. Does it make sense? Right, so if I'm on this side, on a heading of 315 away from the station, I'm on this side, I'm on a heading of 315 to the station. The mistake which happened when in your case was that you probably fixed the aircraft on the heading of 315 somewhere in this zone, and therefore now it is not wrong. Only thing is you won't be homing to the station anymore. You're moving away from the station. That makes a lot of difference. So the aircraft has to be somewhere here on any radial, but somewhere within the southeast of this perpendicular these radials. It should be here. Now to place the aircraft, I should probably know which radial the aircraft is on. So you have to find out the radial of the aircraft. And how will you find the radial of the aircraft? In your question, you are given the CDI indication as 2 fly right. So let's draw the CDI indication.
4 degrees off.
That's right. So in a 5 system, if nothing is mentioned, it's a 5 system. What is the OBS? OBS is 315. What flag is it? It's a 2 flag. Right? Now it is very clear that if the aircraft is somewhere on this side, what is the flag? The flag is a 2 flag. And look at these two information. The combination of these two information should tell you what sensing it is. You are tracking to the station, that is why it's homing, with a 2 flag. Therefore, what sensing is it?
Command sensing.
Yeah, so this should give you the sensing immediately. Which means you just have to exactly fly what in accordance with what the instrument is telling you. If it's asking you to fly right, you fly right, fly left, fly left. So in this case, what is the instrument asking you? It's asking you to fly right. Right? If I am to fly right to get back to the tail end of this radial, I should be towards the left of it. Only then the right travel will bring it. Right? So I'm somewhere here now. I can take this region out. Now where am I on this? I'm 2 dots off, which means 5 system. So 2 dots correspond to, on a 5 system, 2 will be 4 degrees, because maximum full scale deflection of a VOR CDI is 10 degrees, right? So you are somewhere on a radial which is here, which is 4 degrees off to the left. So what is this radial on the first place? What is this radial? If this is 315, this is going to be 135, right? And 4 degrees to right means it's going to be 139, right? Therefore, the radial of the aircraft is 139 degrees. So I have to fly 2 dots, fly right, which means this is the first dot, the second dot, this is 2 fly right indication and exactly follow what it tells me because it is a command sensing. Now how will I place the aircraft? I have to place the aircraft on a heading of 315. Therefore the aircraft is like this over here. Understood? Right, so that is sensing here. The flag is the 2 flag. The CDI indication is to not fly right. What will I do? What is the action to be done?
Fly to the right.
I have to fly to right. What radial should I OBS if I want to center the CDI at the current position?
139 plus 180.
Yeah, I can OBS 139, but then I'll be centering the CDI with the from flag, and if I OBS exactly opposite to it, which is 139 plus 180, which is 319, and that is going to center the CDI, but now with the 2 flag. That's the difference there, right? All right. Now, what else is given in the question? So type of sensing is command sensing. Radial of the aircraft is 139. To which side should the aircraft turn to center CDI? Fly right. DMA distance is given as 90 nautical miles. How many nautical miles is the aircraft off to the selected track? So here, the DMA distance of the aircraft, it is given as 90 nautical miles. From the VOR, you are asked to find out the distance off from the selected radial. It's just a mere application of 1 in 60 again. Can I apply 1 in 60? Look at the angle here. The angle is just 4 degrees, therefore I can apply 1 in 60. Closing angle is equal to distance off by distance to go into 60. Closing angle is 4 degrees, distance off, you have to find out, distance to go is 90 into 60. So how much is that? 6 nautical miles. You are off. Right? If this particular OBS radial defines the airway, are you within the airway limits?
Plus minus 5 degrees.
5 nautical miles. So this is the, if this radial determines the airway, then plus minus 5 nautical miles is the airway boundary. So you are 6 nautical miles off, which means you're out of the airway boundary. Just in case, right? Now, also draw the RMI and HSI indications here.
Airway boundaries plus minus 5 nautical miles.
5 nautical miles, the ICAO requirement. We can also draw the RMI as well as the HSI indication. Center of the RMI and HSI is the aircraft, right here. What is the head of the RMI?
Which is the heading.
Which is 315. What is the head of the HSI?
Also the heading.
That's also the heading, right? In this case, you can see the head of the CDI is 315, but that's not the heading. That's the OBS radial, which happened to be same as that of the heading, right? Now, what is the QDM of the aircraft?
To the station is 139.
That is from the station is 139.
139 plus 180. 319.
That's right, 319. So 315 is here, therefore 319 is somewhere here. This is the QDM, and therefore that is what the RMI is going to show. And what the tail of the RMI is going to show you the radial of the aircraft.
Yeah, 3139.
That is the radial of aircraft. So easy to find out the radial of the aircraft from RMI, because just look at the tail and that's going to show you the radial of the aircraft. Let's draw the HSI. HSI is simply a CDI with heading incorporated to it. I have already drawn the heading here. What is the, now it's easier here if you see, the OBS radial is 315 and the heading is also 315. So what we are doing is just taking it straight, boom, keeping it there. There's no big change going to happen because both your heading and your OBS radial is the same, right? So 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you have both the flags here. And then you have the indication right here. Right, and it's a command sensing anyway. This is your HSI. Yeah. Now, if you had an NDB here, draw the RMI And RMI is already there, so it's exactly the same. What about the RBI indication? If you had an ADF on board and there was an NDB at the same location, how will the RBI indication would be? Center of the RBI is the aircraft. What is the head of the RBI? Is 0.
0.
Right? Yes. So what is the drift here? The heading of the aircraft is 315. The track of the aircraft to the station is how much? 319. You see? QDM 319. Therefore, from the heading towards the track is 4 degrees, and that is a 4 degrees starboard drift. You're moving towards a station with 4 degrees starboard drift. So what is the RBI indication?
4 degrees.
4 degrees, yes. It looks exactly the same. The needles don't change to be exactly the same. Only thing is the values indicated are different. That's 4 degrees.